Hi, I'm Marie from mummyof4.com. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing tips to help your fussy eaters eat a wider range of foods without the battles. Fussy eating is a problem that so many parents face, and I get so many messages and DMs about it, and I know where you are if you're dealing with a fussy eater at the moment. When my second son, William, was small, he ate a reasonably healthy balance, but exactly the same breakfast, exactly the same lunch, and exactly the same dinner, to the point where when we went away to France in a touring caravan, I had to take frozen meals that I'd prepared so that he would actually eat something, because he would not eat anything that wasn't from this incredibly rigid diet. I'm delighted to say that William's probably now my best eater and is more than happy to try new foods and eats a huge variety of meals without any fuss at all. It is worth mentioning that William has autism, and when I spoke to the consultant, I said it had been suggested to me that perhaps I should just offer him food, and if he's hungry enough he'd eat it, and eventually he'd eat a wider variety of foods. The consultant said that for neurotypical children, so that's children without autism, this may work, but for children with autism, they'd probably just starve. So I had to implement really gentle strategies to coax him into eating more. So if you're looking for a gentle way to encourage your fussy eater, then keep watching. The first tip is to offer foods numerous times. Think about it as an adult. Sometimes you may not fancy eating something. It doesn't mean you don't like it. And maybe when you eat it a different time, for whatever reason, be it presentation, setting, or just how hungry you're feeling, you may be more or less likely to eat it. So just because your child has rejected something once, don't give up. I think this was a misconception I had when I was a new mum, that I would offer something to my child, and if he didn't like it, I would write it off and be really reluctant to offer it again. One of the first steps to trying new foods will be getting your child to agree to have it on their plate. Even if they're not going to eat it, to agree to actually have it there near their other food can be a huge first step. From there, you can perhaps get them to agree to just try a small amount of it and leave the rest on their plate. But once you break through this barrier of nothing is allowed on my plate that I do not like, and that's a huge step forward towards trying new foods. My next tip would be to place something that you want your child to eat on your plate and not theirs. Have you ever noticed if you're eating something, your children become really interested in it, especially if it's something they're not supposed to have? So perhaps putting something on your plate, not offering it to them at all, and almost being like, no, this is for me, then proceed to eat and enjoy the food. They will often wonder perhaps what you've got and be curious and ask to try things. This is especially true for my youngest Zara, who will often turn up her nose at something I put on her plate, but if I've got it, suddenly it seems a lot more enticing to her. I like to add a bowl of salad to the table for almost all meals that we have. This is something for the children to pick at while they're waiting for their meals to come out, and they're sometimes more likely to eat it from a communal bowl placed on the table before their food comes out than if I just add it to their plates with their meals. My next tip is to place something they like next to something that they don't like. So introducing a whole new meal all in one go can be really overwhelming. However, giving them some food on their plate that you know they'll enjoy, plus one additional new item, perhaps one new vegetable, or a small portion of a new meal that you want them to try alongside some familiar food, is far less likely to be overwhelming and far more likely to be tried. Often reducing this level of overwhelm will mean they're far more cooperative with trying new foods. My next tip is to try changing the presentation. So this could be from cutting things into different shapes, trying smaller portions of something on a plate rather than larger overwhelming portions, even trying an actual different plate, arranging food into funny faces. Whatever it may be, if the food looks different, they may be more likely to try it, even if in fact it's the same thing. My next tip is to change the location. Now this is so true for so many children, that they will eat things in school or in nursery that you would never imagine them eating at home. So if you have got a child that will not try certain foods at home, see if they'll try certain foods at a friend or relative's house or in a restaurant, or if you've got that kind of relationship with your childcare provider or school, see if you can get them to try it in school. I know that when we were on William's journey to try new things, his teacher at the time was absolutely fantastic and really got on board with helping me. and she was coaxing him to eat certain things in school, and he now eats everything. But really, getting external help and getting your child to try things in other places with other people really can make all the difference. And another option, if you really need to get vitamins and minerals into your child and they are on a bit of a beige diet, is try pureeing down things, mashing things down and mixing them in with other things. There are some nutritionists that argue that this is not ideal, but to be honest, if they will only eat spaghetti bolognese, then pureeing in some hidden veg and they really will not be able to know or taste the difference can be really good idea. One of William's staple meals when he was on his really rigid diet, which is why I wasn't too worried about his health, it was more of a variety and a convenience thing, was a hidden veg pasta. So he would eat a tomato-based pasta sauce with loads and loads of hidden vegetables in it, so I knew he was having plenty of his vitamins and minerals, but it was all pureed so he couldn't see it. If you are going down this route, you could always try pureeing things a little bit less each time so that your children become more and more accustomed to seeing bits of things in their food. And there's always the option of giving your children vitamin supplements. It's well worth talking to your GP or healthcare provider about this and about any dietary concerns you have with your children. And it's important to remember not to stress. It's very unlikely that your child will grow up to be an adult that lives on 3 types of food. At some point, they will probably try more foods and eat a wider variety of foods. The more you stress, the more it creates conflict, the more your child is likely to dig in their heels and not want to eat what you're offering. So let me know in the comments, what are your struggles at the moment with fussy eaters? Have you tried any of these strategies, and are there any that you're going to try for yourself? Thanks so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. There are more videos on the screen now. Choose one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.